What's up, everyone? We're going dark mode because I'm feeling crazy. Today is 90 days since I last smoked weed. And in some other recent videos, I've been talking about 3 months, and I hadn't really looked. I just recently actually pulled out the calendar and saw that I think it's tomorrow is 90 days, 3 months. And the reason I feel like this is a specific milestone is because in the past, when I've stopped smoking and quit weed before, I would go like, I think the longest I went was like a year and a half. But there's been other times that I've quit, and around the 3 month mark is where my my brain feels kind of pretty much recovered from weed abuse, and like I'm sleeping normal. I'm enjoying doing activities that I used to really only enjoy doing high. I can enjoy doing them sober. That's kind of like the marking for me in my brain of like, oh, okay, I've really pulled out of it right now. But the reason I make these videos and the reason I have a problem with it is because I get to this point, and it's usually around this 3 month, maybe sometimes it's 8 months or a year, but this period where you start to doubt that that you have that or have had that issue with weed because you're doing great. I think I talked about this in another video, and it would be helpful if I had more organized notes, but there's so much I could talk about not smoking weed and what that's been like in different situations over the past 3 months. But what really is what I wanted to make this video about tonight was that I just wanted to say, like, I want to smoke weed. I find myself wanting to feel that predictable kind of euphoria and disconnection from reality, and all the reasons that I used weed for so many years and with such frequency for so long. All those reasons kind of have been coming back to me, and I feel like I'm looking at myself outside of myself, like, here's this person that is healed X amount, in this case 3 months, at this point. A little damage won't hurt him, or he could sustain a little trial and tribulation because he's endured up to now. That's, I think, what I talked about in a previous video. Maybe I'll figure that out and put that up on the screen or something. Probably not. This is all pretty low effort, in case you haven't in case you haven't noticed. A way to sum up what it's been like in this recent bout of weed sobriety is I'm having a consistent experience in my life without weed, in terms of like activities and experiences. Like, I operate now within this bound of feeling where, something shitty that happens in a day is down here, and then something really exciting, or something like sex, or a really good dessert, that's kind of up here, and there's these two sides of the spectrum, and I kind of go between them in my day. And this is an idea that I started kind of elaborating on in, I think, the last video. Weed is having this unpredictable, inconsistent experience where you can just blow through that bound and reach a new high, a new level of fun, for lack of a better word, that you're not really able to experience in that normal kind of ebb and flow of experience in your day-to-day. You can turn this activity that isn't meant normally, naturally, to be a crazy activity. You can make it that kind of activity with weed. You can make it a weed activity. Something I used to love to do was walking our family's dog, and that became a weed activity. And at night when I would go to walk the dog, something that kind of should have been on the lower end of the scale in terms of experience and feeling and fun became this off the charts level of trippy experience, because I could get super stoned. And then it was for lack of a better term, it was a weed activity. It wasn't just walking the dog. And there's fun things, and one of the things I'm experiencing the past 3 months is like there's nice and fun things in these non-weed activities, like these things like watching a movie, where you kind of just want to end up doing it high and making it a weed activity. But like, it's fun to watch a movie without weed. It's just maybe not as fun as blasting off into space with this drug, and kind of altering the experience to match this off the charts feeling that you are now getting more and more used to, because you're smoking weed to make that happen alongside this normal day stuff. I think I'm just kind of repeating myself now, but the biggest takeaway has been that desire to reset and to experience the joyless parts of the day-to-day life, which is just part of life. Like, not everything is a fucking extreme. And maybe in a way the highs are less high without weed, but the lows are also a lot less low, because what goes up must come down, and you fucking come down, as many of you know if you're watching this. So I don't know if I could be completely sober. I drink alcohol and I do other recreational party drugs on occasion, but like I've said in the past, I don't have the same history of abusing these other drugs. So I do have an outlet for this sort of state change in my life through these other releases in a way. But weed is something I want to really keep at an arm's length, because of just how specifically this substance has really fucked up my life in certain ways, when I fall into the trap of using it all the time. So yeah, congrats to 90 days for me. And I don't think it's that helpful to count the days. I think it's more helpful, like I said in a comment to someone recently, that it's more helpful to think about the things that you're starting to feel, and the time that you're starting to have to do new things, and the activities that are no longer weed activities, rather than just like counting the days. But it is a significant thing as well. So yeah, thanks for listening. Dark mode. I'm fucking sweating. All right, talk to you later.